So this game is called Of the Devil. And it's kind of like Danganronpa Ace Attorney, I'm assuming. Okay. Alright, rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street, and a slight blunting of the night's ambience. Emphasis on slight. Lights, camera, and constant noise. The city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the second-hand nervous energy of it all, but I'm plenty acclimated. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail. Oh! Morgan. Criminal attorney. It's hard to get away with murder these days. You're telling me, buddy. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescent or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining on every last pixel of the map, and someone's always watching. Solitude's a rarity, anonymity is scarce. Scarce? And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work, no matter the hour. And you should find yourself. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much else I can do until... My phone? Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. Currently texting with the state system. You are expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. I'll try. Heart, less than 3. Yeah, I feel that. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's a nearly 3:15 now, 90 minutes. Wait. It's nearly 3:15 now, 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are going to get busy. Of the Devil, episode 0. And he shall appear. Ooh. Disable tutorials? No. I am baby gamer. I need tutorials. Suspect hashtag not found. Oh, yeah. That's the first thing I said. That's how I text the system state. Thanks, I'll try. Teehee. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. Nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You'd think they'd treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever. If I'm that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. Halt, heads up. Press the phone button or tap the phone icon in the top left to access the pause menu where you can save, load, or check settings. Got it. You can toggle on auto-advancing text with the auto button or check previous lines with the backlog button. Look around for points of interest you can check to investigate the area. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can. Credit is both a measure of your information gathering skills and your own credibility. So don't go broke. Oh. Will do. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Wait. Oh, I guess I could do WASDA or mouse. Okay, so we have... Oh, my God, those noises. Holy hell. Is that loud for you? Very loud for me. Home. Home. Alright, inspect. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations. Pragmatic brutalism. Wait, earn my first credit. Pragmatic brutalism, so textbook, it could teach freshman level architecture. You can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard right angles. Civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. Excuse me. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built. But walking in here now with crime rates where they are now, feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. It's not terribly loud, but it seems too intense for the sound. I agree. A datapad? I'll bite. Even when they're more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. In a flowery, roundabout, corporate propaganda sort of way. Halt, heads up. Keep an eye out for articles in the environment. They offer insight on the world around you and credit towards your investigation. Articles are added to your phone's reading list after you first inspect them, or first read them. Choose the proper takeaway after reading them, and you'll earn additional bonus credit, too. I'm not retaining any of this information, I'm just reading it. Okay, Subway fixes axed. What? Subway fixes axed city to refocus on canopy. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system were being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the canopy high above our city streets. Hi, Coley, how's it going? Jackie, thanks for the alert. Appreciate it. I really like how you put the proper emphasis on all the tutorials. You have to, it's in caps. Reactions to the announcement. Wait, hold on. Weaves trams, highways, and walkways and skyscrapers into the canopy high above our city streets. Reaction to the announcement could be characterized as blasé. It's been years. I like how the E, because it has an accent, it totally got fucked up with the typeface. It's been years since the subways last ran, and decades since they last ran on schedule. Most citizens have long chance given up hope on them ever making a comeback. Online chatter. Okay, I'm only going to read the yellow because this is a lot of reading. And I feel like the yellow is the only thing. Okay. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system into the canopy. I should whisper the italicized. Oh my God, yes. Investigations into Councilman's long campaign finance irregularities. One of Canopy's major bankers. People and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. Subterra made headlines last year with a system of personal submarine taxi pods. First prototype for the city came in at a disappointing 3,359% over budget. Holy shit. The one council member was quoted as calling the system mind-numbingly wasteful and impractical in the extreme. Subterra has proudly declared their intent to resubmit the proposal. Classic Corpa. It appears that you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Please verify your account information in order to continue reading the stories that matter. Oh, okay. Ballsy of them putting the paywall there. As if I'd reach for my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway is that the city will be focusing its efforts on... Choose the proper takeaway after reading an article. I got an achievement. There'll be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. Okay. Home. 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 An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. See, this is how... Okay. This word has been causing a lot of commotion in my online communities. How people pronounce the word this. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. It's got 3 syllables, people. Museum has 3 syllables. I know people that pronounce this with 2 syllables. It's museum. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. What 2 syllables? I know people that pronounce it museum. Like mu-zam. Like Big Zam, but museum. Like museums tend to feel expensive. Never heard that? Apparently it's a New England thing. A caramel museum. Yes, to me, caramel has 2 syllables. Museum has 3. Museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory formation is blah, blah, blah? Poking holes in the setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel. And all during billable hours. There's no room to sow any doubt anymore. Not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. Okay. Is that it? Aside from the obvious? Alright. The medium's cracked in the corner. That's... Chat, would you classify that as the corner? Because I wouldn't. I wouldn't really say... If someone showed me that, I wouldn't say that's cracked in the corner. I would say that's cracked in the middle left. The corner would be like up here. Or down here. Up here. Down here. I am picking apart things. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff. And I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken. Entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notification. It's where it's losing its religion, so they assumed it was in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Call it Biden because it's just left of center. Ooh. Ooh. I don't have a crowd going ooh noise, and I want one, but I don't know where to find it. Ooh. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia. You always get served at state buildings. Hey! As someone who hosts inoffensive pop culture trivia, I take offense to that. There's a few missing persons, too. 1 year of silver plan coverage courtesy of Caduceus as a reward for any... Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. Alright, I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can. You learned something? I was supposed to learn something? Time to get checked in. It booted up fine. So far, so good. Good morning. Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Great. please stand still for a moment? I wouldn't call intake hollows charming, more like harmless. But that's probably what the designers were aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their tech, so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far, so good, was it? Scan my card. Let's just scan my face. Scan my card. Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great. Now could you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? My birthday's on the goddamn ID card. And my profile. I'll have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. No problem, my birthday is... The fuck is quick bar? Profiles. Morgan. December 26th. We are 175 centimeters. We apparently weigh nothing. We are AB negative. We are a criminal defense attorney. We like puzzles. I feel that. We like smoking. Depends. And wooden furniture. Dislikes commercials, hairdressers, and jogging. Our talent is we can fall asleep in any position. Jealous. Coffee, decaf, get out. Get out. Drink is a whiskey sour. That's not bad. Okay, so December 26th is our birthday. Hello? Can I get out of here? Okay. What about offensive pulp culture trivia? Fuck you. Here's question one. Yeah, fuck you. Y'all suck. Every team. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan, counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to counseling quarter 3C. Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. I like our bolo tie. I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection, dully warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan, counselor, can I help you with anything else? Whoa, God. I've heard all your team names before. None of you are creative. Dude, if my trivia ever falls on April 1st, I will 100% do that. Halt, heads up. This one doesn't have a... This is the first tutorial thing that doesn't have a all caps in it. Choices that progress the story forward will cause other options to shrink away when selected. Okay. Choices that will take the conversation down side paths and before returning to this point will not. Because of the article you read earlier, you have unlocked an additional choice in this dialogue. Read and examine at every opportunity to build up your knowledge and get the most out of every conversation. Ooh. It says unlocked. Why the disrepair? Worst team name gets banned. I'm not gonna lie, I do have some pretty bad team names sometimes. Read? Why the disrepair? I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. Oh God. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I thought this was speed dating. Vexes, I have a team that does I thought this was bingo. It's funny, I remember one night I did have I thought this was speed dating and I thought this was bingo. And I was like, I'm sorry to like mislead you guys. Like, this is trivia, man. The Queer of Hormuz. Oh my God, stop. That's a great one. Why so serious? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you may have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They're never gonna fix that crack? If we're doing offensive trivia, it's perfect, honestly. Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. I don't know, you're having a little bit of a moment. Well, that's all that matters, right? What are you? What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I could send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. That'll be all. Thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now, so you could go on break if you'd like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan counselor. And what were you doing before I walked in? Why did the music just stop? You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. Through the door to the right. Yeah, thank you. Ads don't get breaks and they don't get my jokes. She rebooted. It's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. Hello? Oh, okay. A cave opens. This is very Danganronpa. Oh, I can go up here. I don't have to. I see. Weird. Sorry. Terms. Automated dependent. Oh my god, Jesus. There's so much reading! What is this shit? Search results for automated dependent, the legal designation for any intelligent electronic entity. Abbreviated as ad and referred to in conversation as ads. Automated dependent. Oh my god, this is so much reading. Searching for this term may incur an account flag. Read more about how we cooperate with authorities to combat disinformation. Holy shit, okay. Conductive resin, an industrial polymer capable of programmed electrical conduction? What the fuck? Screen crack, schedule a fix here. What? Why can't I click things? Data pads. Mid-sized portable electronic device for use inside local networks. Okay. Hologram, a 3D image formed by light. Holiday season, that's stupid. We're sorry to see that you've installed a subroutine on this device and to disable and highlight our recommended premium external links. Oh. We understand your drive for personalization, but unauthorized tech impacts our ability to serve you the best. Most relevant information possible. Consider disabling your subroutine so we can serve you a more tailored browsing experience. Fuck off. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay. Okay. Faint voice. A voice. No. Voices coming from down the hall. Thank God I stopped for directions. A building this empty, the desk could have just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Appreciate you lying about me. God forbid I try to be serious. While the other rings you with youthful indignation. It's not like our job's important or anything. Definitely cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. Because why else would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on a data pad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. I wasn't gonna say that. So how many of those sheets were blank then? Ow! Flashbang. Cute! No red carpet tonight, officers? Good, question mark, cop? Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. You don't keep many extra hands around at these hours. Probably faster to let the desk handle and take it away. I can't tell who is youthful and who is tired anymore. But mostly cheaper. Bad cop. You the lawyer? I am. Morgan Esquire, pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Qasim? Qasim? I think it's Qasim. I don't know how to pronounce words. Words are hard. Yeah, I was driving the wrong way and almost hit some lady. Some of us were youthful and tired. Not me, but like some of us. Yeah, I'm just the tired part. I'm just gonna call him London. And the ball of sunshine here is my partner, Farrah Rays. Ball of sunshine. She certainly is. Ha. Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. Oh, it's no trouble. Gave me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this popular case. Oh, I like how they put him as London, thank God. And it looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours. Hi, CO! How's it going? It's going, friend. We're here and we're queer and we're playing some detective visual novels. Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. Busy day, I get that. I got my emissions test and I almost got hit by a cop car, so that was great. Two whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Look around, you think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We were only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation? Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity? Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put it in a public defender's briefing. Look, consider this a little professional courtesy, a fair warning, yeah. That's a heartbreak killer in that room. And we've got the bastard dead to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass this shitstorm on to some other night owl and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. Oh, bro, same. Fucking... Dude, I want this screen capped and just put on my forehead. Perfect. Can I pass my work to someone else and go back to bed? You sure can, fancy pants. So perhaps in the meantime, you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer? Damn. They cover utilities at the rock you live under? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK? I've never heard of him. I've heard enough of him for a lifetime. That name has been plastered all over the city for weeks. Their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Their presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. At street corners, in the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. But right now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. One bullet, straight through the heart. Body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak? Ooh, new profile. Oh shit. Unknown, 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 unknown. His occupation, he's a criminal. He likes killing. Okay. He dislikes getting caught. His favorite color is probably red. Zodiac sign, he's probably not into astrology. Reward, suspended due to influx of false reports. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let's look at October 19th. She's 162 centimeters. Hold on. I have to look up what my height is in centimeters so I can get a reference. What is, we'll do feet to centimeters. So I am 5'1". So I am roughly like 155 centimeters. So I think I'm 60 inches. I don't understand. Inches to centimeters. So I'm 60 inches. Well, 5 foot is 60 inches. So I think I'm 61 inches because I'm 6'1". I wish I was 6'1". I'm 5'1". So I'm roughly 155 centimeters. Okay. So she's only a little taller than me. Queen is now 6'1". You heard it here first. 5'1" with a 6'1" personality. All right, so this is our girl. She's 63 kilograms. Again, 63 times 2.2. She's about 120 something. She's A negative. She's a homicide detective, 3rd class. She likes rice, limes, and automotive history. She dislikes liars, small plates, and cheap people. She enjoys watching product reviews. She's bad at games of chance. Her right eye, Osiris. Hi, part-time. How's it going? Hello, 138-ish. Yeah, I don't know my measurements all that well. I'm gonna close out of that. How's it going, friend? Good to see you. Hello. Okay, and then we have London. May 5th. He's 186 centimeters. God, he's like 30 whole inches taller than I am. 30 more centimeters, I mean. 30 centimeters taller than me. He is 78 kilograms. He is B+. His occupation, he's a 1st class homicide detective. Only just now got the notification. It's been about an hour. That's okay. We only just now started this game. We're yapping a bit. He likes photography, dive bars, and bangs. Well, look at part-time pull up right when this guy, his name's London. He likes photography, he likes dive bars, he likes bangs. Right when part-time shows up, I don't know. He dislikes ties, pollen, and after-hours work okay, I'm not gonna lie. I read this as after-hours work massages. And I'm like, why is that a dislike? Casually 8'5". Like I'm a boss in One Piece. Dude, I saw one of those videos that put it into perspective on how tall, canonically, some people in One Piece are. And I'm like, it's legitimately terrifying, how tall Don Quixote is. Doflamingo? I was just literally crap. I'm like, how fucking tall Doflamingo is? Holy shit. Frequently running late. His hobby is pencil sketching. He listens to podcasts. Okay. Anything else? No evidence. All right. Hence the name Heartbreak, because he shoots a bullet through I think that's what they said. One bullet straight through the heart, body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak. I'm 6'8", 2 separate measurements. Damn.
Daddy, no! Daddy, yes!
Okay, hence the name Heartbreak. Not exactly creative, but admits the swirl of every other 100-word article out there. Catchiness trumps originality. I'm O positive for what it's worth. I'm IB positive. I'd be positive they ain't sticking me with no needles. Getting blood typed is apparently a non-standard test, so I didn't know mine until like the last couple of years because you just typed it at home. I've noticed that. They really don't tell you your blood type. I think I'm O, but I don't know if I'm positive or negative. Yeah, I stabbed myself. I didn't know you could do home tests. I'm imagining you as an 8-inch tall, 6-foot diameter disc. If you give blood, they'll tell you, but until very recently, you also couldn't give blood. Gotcha. I don't think I've ever been able to give blood because I've always either gotten a tattoo or I'm too anemic. You only learned yours from donating blood, you forget. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I've been able to give blood. I know I'm O, but I think I don't know if I'm positive or negative. That type of line is even better playing a dwarf in D&D, 4'10". It was mad cow until recently? Oh my God, Tillery, what the fuck? I got mine from donating. You're O negative. I'm either the universal, I think I'm the universal donor, whatever that is. It's on your Indiana driver's license? Illinois doesn't put your blood type on theirs. I don't have mad cow disease. But you ate beef during the year range in the UK? Oh. I can't donate now because you're on prep? Yeah. Since testing for mad cow requires a chunk of your brain. Oh, that's true. That is the only way they can test it. Thanks for alert. Whoops. I keep closing out of the game. That's true. I forget that they can only test it by literally scooping your brains out. Literally. That's terrifying. I've always wanted to try to donate plasma because you can get money for it, but I'm always afraid that I'm not going to do well with it because it's a little bit more, I don't want to say the word invasive because it's not invasive. It's just, it's a little bit more of a effort than just like giving blood. I've read it's kind of a little bit more of a process is the word I was looking for. It's a little bit more of a process to donate plasma. Okay, I need to get back to the game before I forget what's going on because I know that's gonna happen. Okay. Not exactly creative amidst the swirl of other 100 article. Okay. What we won't read online is that all 6 of his victims were shot by the same gun without even needing to reload. Interesting. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6. It's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. But shooting 6 people with accuracy like that? It's a whole different beast. It takes a certain kind of monster. A real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. Sounds horrific. That's a pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying more attention to the news. How am I managed to miss 6 murders? Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it? HK's 6th victim was like found a few hours ago when we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is this heartbreak killer and tonight was just his latest crime? That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up? I was being literal, counselor. Red-handed when we found your client. He was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all there in the discovery files and the arcs, of course. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. ARCs. Showing results for augmented reality crime scene. Ooh. Data harvested by the sensors worn on first responders is used to reconstruct a digital copy of a pristine crime scene. Cool. Okay. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you two some questions while I've got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? This kind of attorney. You're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're gonna be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever. Let your client stew in interrogation all night for I care. And Tara, you mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. Okay. Jesus Christ, that noise. Why the fuck is it? Why do we have like... Whoa! Quit letting Hollow Knight kill people. Barren, stark, and uninviting. Oh, it's me. This must be Ray's desk. Keeping your workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mote of personalization. Is she so new that she hasn't had time to unpack? Or is she really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe? You shouldn't have cleaned up so much just for little old me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system, or even just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are better in paper. I'll give him that. Okay. What else? Latest Noble androids receive warm welcome. Surging sales of the Animate 16. Their stock rose a stunning 3% this week. The 16th line would be the first generation of androids to feature over 50% organic components. Interesting. But looked down upon as impractical due to increased maintenance costs, cuts, scratches, bruises, and the likes. Alienating its customers in the industrial and military sectors in order to cater to civilian consumers. The Animate 16 is poised to break profitability records, no signs of slowing down. The work of Noble's famed lead programmer, Dr. David Asher. On their latest hashtag Noble Industry Weekend. Dr. Asher himself was nowhere to be seen. Hey fam, looks like you're not logged in into this device. Want to put in your account info so we can help keep you reading? Get the fuck out of here. He's in the news again. It's no wonder. Can't spit without it landing on a piece of Noble tech these days. Especially not where the state's involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids though. For government use, they're just too expensive. They're just too expensive to justify. Oh no, they're too fragile, too frail. Damn it, I fucked up. Man, I thought they would care about it being too expensive. Like, no state's ever had a problem with spending money on overpriced crap. Yeah, but they're cheap as fuck. I fucked up. God damn it. Okay. So let's investigate them. Wait, can I not investigate them? Loose wires, missing panels, an aircon system that probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making this office look... Wait, no room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening at Homicide. I didn't think their operation would be this bare bones. Got a stunning clearance rate and they work fast. Guess the city sees that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy, what with our dear doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the footwork. You fucked it up. Yeah, seriously, play that sports song. I thought the government would care about something being too expensive. Like, it's like, nah, this costs too much money to keep fixing. Let's not care about it. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping grounds for the police force, most unambitious and least popular. Okay, nothing else jumps out at me around here. I've got a better idea of who I'm dealing with, at least. Now we need to check out the crime scene data. I should have been sent a link. You've been granted access to state files regarding case KL 433511. Reply C to confirm. Confirm. You need to reply C in order to confirm. Am I talking to a person? I am an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preferences. So the state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. It's case sensitive. Thank you. All right, if I project from my phone, my phone's projecting. Authenticating, downloading, initializing. Oh. Augmented reality crime scene. Okay. 27 degrees, I don't know what that is. All right, let's see what the police have and what they think is important. God, that noise is not pleasant. All right, let's inspect the gun first. The murder weapon, a revolver, found right next to the body. 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Looks like crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing, but all they found were fingerprints belonging to my client. So he was found by the police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial would be an understatement. The victim's body. Cause of death, ballistic trauma. Class 4 blood loss, atrium and aorta. Single gunshot wound to the heart. In brief, death was instantaneous. No injuries anywhere else, and no blood or skin under the nails. Blood splatter, forensics, and all that other good stuff tells them that she was shot from there. So the killer was standing in the doorway when they fired. Interesting. Okay. Home. A stand-up mirror. Well, it's not so much stand-up anymore. Shattered and knocked over. Real glass. No screens or cameras here. It was hit hard. Hard enough to come unattached from its arm, while shards of glass were scattered, far enough to land on the victim's body. What a mess. Yeesh. We got knocked over vase. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point, and yet there's not a scratch on it. Must be pretty damn durable. Isn't art supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. That's all the big ticket items. What about the security? Looks like the apartment was unlocked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this, but no signs of forced entry only hurts my client's case. What about the rest of the room? There's not much else flagged here. Just a lounge chair that got thrown and whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris? Flag is irrelevant? That's their technical assessment? Guess even the crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay, that's everything that the police highlighted. Did I miss anything? No. There's gotta be more. If it gave me the option, there's gotta be more. Check. The hell is that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The hell is that? Something in... I was wondering. I thought that was because I pressed space. 27 degrees is warm, but not hot. Also, hi, Kevin. I didn't think I said hi to you. Hi, Kevin. Yeah, I don't know what... There's a lot of metric. A lot of not freedom units happening in this game. Something in the victim's hand? How the hell did Monday, eat my ass. Tuesday, eat my ass. It's a pill organizer. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's confusing. T, you should put an H if that's Thursday. H. It's just a pill organizer. 80 degrees? That's not too bad. Too hot for inside, though. That's way too hot for inside. I didn't say hi either? Okay, good. We're both at fault. We both can take the blame. It's just a pill organizer. Looks like some immune adjusters, NSAIDs, and tripexisone. A synthetic glucocorticoid medication. Glucocorticoid medication. That's a lot of C's in that. Glucocorticoid medication. Taken daily to reduce rejection symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. The autopsy said her tox screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city and still wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker is everything that's not here. What do I keep my apartment at? I don't know. I don't have a thermostat that tells me what degrees it is in here. I just have air conditioning. I set my AC to 68 at night in our bedroom. Our bedroom's set to 68. And then our living room is supposed to be set to like 70, but we don't think our AC works in the living room. It blows air, but it's not like cold air. But I don't know what like temperatures we're supposed to. I don't have I don't know what that's called. Central cooling? I don't know. Is that what it's called? When you have AC, like ducts and vents and stuff? Yeah, I don't have that. I have a vent right there, but only because it's connected to the AC unit, because on the other side of the wall over there is my bedroom. Central air. Yeah. I live in central time, but don't have central air. No out-of-place DNA, footprints, crumbs. Nothing that points towards anyone except my client. Well, I've done more with less before. ARCS data. Terms, hold on. What is this? The IoT, the Internet of Things, refers to the network data sharing that goes on between all the countless electronics that we monitor ourselves with. One of the coolest ways that IoT improves our lives is through the usage of crumbs. Small packets of data containing your own unique identifying information. Throughout your day, as your own devices say hi to other devices, they'll leave behind crumbs as a parting gift. Crumbs allow for paperless identification and payment, and help the government manage human and vehicular traffic. Crumbs let you see where you've been so that you can see where you should go. Want to start leaving crumbs right away? Don't worry, crumbs are enabled by default. Okay. Noble androids. Oh yeah, we already read that one. Evidence. ARCS data. Augmented reality crime scene data from the victim's apartment. Lossless capture confirms the following. Victim was shot from the room's doorway. What the fuck does all this say? This is like backwards text. Hold on. Is that like lorem ipsum? It's repeating like the same things over and over again. I think it's like lorem ipsum stuff. Yeah, that doesn't look decipherable. Oh, I see. This game is too real. No unexpected DNA present. No unexpected crumbs present. No unexpected fingerprints present. No evidence of digital tampering. Time of death was 9 p.m. Cause of death was ballistic trauma, class 4 blood loss. Single bullet pierced the subject's sternum, left atrium and aorta. Death was instantaneous. Some handwriting at the bottom of the scanned document. Same handiwork as previous 5 lab. Message to confirm ballistics match 2. Debris. Ceramic debris of indeterminate origin found at the crime scene. Found on the far side of the room by the western window. Technicians note, flag as irrelevant on next pass. Stop. No, there's got to be a reason. Wow, glass shards. Pieces of glass from a broken standing mirror found at the crime scene. Said mirror was low-tech furnishing with no digital components to pull data from. Hit with enough force to shatter shards of glass onto the body. Pill organizer. Common brand of pill organizer found in the victim's grasp. Contains a number of prescription and over-the-counter medications, including immune adjusters. Yeah, we read that. The case's clasps are surprisingly difficult to open. Interesting. That doesn't seem like it would be good for a pill case. A 6-chambered 10mm revolver, well-maintained but old, has Flat's left-hand fingerprints on it. Okay, so Flat must be our client. A vase, an unremarkable ceramic vase found knocked over at the crime scene. Weighty and sturdy, it remains featureless, even after being tossed. Okay. Okay. But not much more. I'm really gonna have to sing for my supper this time. Better get started. Who the hell is messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is... Suppose it could be something important. Currently texting with Brat? Is it me? Red dead 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 dead. What couldn't wait until morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for you. It's a pretty cheery way to tell you violated parole. Not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and phishing scheme. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. What did they do? Make me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish. They made me run laps. Even though I said I had a stomach ache. Said. Gotta be like youth endangerment, depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Oh, is this a kid? The hell is that emote? For some reason, I did not see that as a cape. I don't know what I saw it as, but it wasn't that. If this is a kid, depraved indifference or some kind of shit. It sounds like you've already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. Let's let the blow off. Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. She's so cute. Maybe it's not a kid, I don't know. See? Is that your mugshot? I wasn't gonna not get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. Glad you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so... Anything cool? Homicide? Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HBK? Is that the kind of morbid things kids your age talk about? Teens my age? And yeah, we can read. Compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like quaint. It's not heartbreak. Then why'd you take the job, LOL? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something? Yeah, there you go. Teen, not kid. You taking up lost cause? Probe nose work? It's pro bono? That was an autocorrect. You know they give lit... You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? Lit as in literature, not yo ayo lit, fam? This is borderline concerned nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing, LOL. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can stay up if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the Carpe Diem shit? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You've got school in like 3 hours. Shit! Repeat offenders may be good for business. But that kid's bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it. Just your typical teenage drama. So then, If you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. Ooh, I got an unlock. Android and cops. Is this just some, like, Detroit Become Human shit? Your homework was never lit? I never did my homework. Shocker, I was not a good kid in school. I did not do my homework. I did not get good grades. I hung out with the wrong kind of people because I was lit. Yes, exactly. I hung out with the wrong crowd. Got into the wrong crowd when I was younger. But I'm also, like, not smart. Queen of Skip, I still went to my classes. I just didn't do the things they gave me to do. Still went to my classes. At my high school, there was, you could leave, I forgot what it was called, like I don't want to call it off campus because it was high school. If you were a freshman and sophomore, you couldn't leave the property to go to lunch. But if you were a junior, senior, you could leave the property to go out for lunch. When I was a sophomore, I was dating a senior, and they would sneak me out to lunch. I would go out our band music hall had a side door.
Oh, greetings,
There is a cutie on my screen, Pokemon.
No, that's you. Thanks so much for 17 months. Oh my God, Passion. Thank you so much. No, you. There's a cutie in chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, and now I'm on Twitch. You can tell I did very well in school. No, so all my senior friends would sneak me out through the band door because they would check your ID. If you would leave the front door, they would check, because if you were a junior or a senior, you had a little star on your ID. And if you weren't, you couldn't leave, so they would check. And I would just be like, I'm just gonna go eat in the band room. I'm gonna go eat with my choir friends. And then I'd just go out the door and leave. So Bloodborne is hard. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade? I thought there'd be at least a few androids around. Aren't there many androids in any police station this week? Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly. They're the biggest. Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. Could spend all day in Center City without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves us some money on shipping, at least. These talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids? Ugh, warm. Ugh. Might as well call it the adult line. Might seem in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. Somebody hasn't played Detroit Become Human? Any day now. I guess we should be expecting those any day now. Maybe android lawyers, too. Get some android politicians in and we'd have the full set. Get real. People might like ads and who do what they're told. But they despise ads who tell them what to do. I'm not so sure. Cameras, sensors, satellites, we already got all of our facts from machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let machines do the investigating, too. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needn't have specified. It's the only real union there is anymore. Okay, heartbreak. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crimes a secret. Or it said I had a new one. Wait, we encountered an issue while processing a request. Hey there, it looks like you're trying to search for a term related to an ongoing investigation. Until authorities have made their findings public, results may be heavily curated or temporarily unavailable. Okay. AI lawyers. Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like this game's heading towards the too real category, like you said. Warm androids, adult androids. Excuse me. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobats, like trying to piece together a story. Yeah, top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real weighty read. It's not just journalists, though. All kinds have been emboldened. It's a raid! Hi, Waldorf. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for the raid. How's it going, friends? Welcome to the Queen of Pockets channel. We are doing some visual novel detecting work. What are you up to today? How's it going? Thanks for me. Thanks for me. Thanks for choosing me as your raid target. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Hi. 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 I'd rather make out with my Marilyn Monroe. Ooh, you've got one of those? You know, they did say women would be having more sex with robots by the year 2026, and I have yet to see that. Doing well, just updating your game made for a game jam. Oh God, I love game jams. Ugh, I love whenever any of my content creators do game jams. I love it. I just made me wish I could like make a game or something. I wish I was talented. I wish I was skilled, but I am not. But I'm glad you're doing well. Updating your game. When's your deadline for the game jam? All right. Hold on. Sorry. It's already over. Just post jam updates. Nice. Nice. I am skilled. What are my skills? Tell me. Girls only want boyfriends who have great skills. Nunchuck skills. God, that movie was a freaking powerhouse of a generation. It's not just journalists, though. All kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame him, though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. You have an incredible skill at not knowing your skills. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm very skilled at not being skilled. That works. That makes me feel better. So, I mean, I could... At least I'm not a genuine serial killer, you know? I've got that going for me. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gotten away with. Okay, well, let me look at the backlog again, sorry. Repeated general, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gotten away with. And then she goes, we know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, detective. National DNA registry is robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, phone on every citizen. Violent crime at all-time low, and clearance rates at all-time highs. But you're gonna spout some alt-poll bullshit about invasion of privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than at any other time in history, detective. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along... good point. London's trying to look like he can laugh it off, but pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching its peak. They want, maybe need, to see someone charged, and that makes them predictable. Okay. That was weird. Okay. Yeah, well, even if there's nothing standard about HK, I read that as department slop. Department standards of practice still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. But we can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-knit and tight-lipped, but it's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. And why is that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system. What is that? Optics. Opt-in crime surveillance system. Abbreviated as optics. Partnership program between the state and private enterprises that allows for the free sharing of surveillance and security data to better promote and preserve public safety. Users also frequently searched for public safety measures in my area and daily security level. Could you imagine if that's something we had to do? Every day you had to get up, look in the morning, and every day wake up, I wonder what our danger security level is at today. Oh, it's a medium? Okay, we're fine. How's that even possible? I know there are some rough areas in the lower wards, but Optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this killer on camera once? You think we'd have let him kill 6 people if we did? I understand your concern, ma'am. But Optics is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance systems signing up to feed into the state security network. It's not perfect. Just another one of the many public safety tools in our belt. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to help us solve crimes. Or at least act as a deterrent. Yeah, classic cops. One would hope so. Fat chance. Deterrents are for what? Deterrents are for war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, one with very few holes left in it. What? It's like a safety blanket, one with very few holes left in it, okay. But it does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort. That effort usually means rebooting the system. There's all kinds of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved. But the end result is that there are occasional localized blackouts. And the math used to schedule them. Perfect! Perfect! The math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. I see. But those windows of opportunities are small and short. It's not the same thing. Small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. They'd have mentioned it if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. His file says he's modded for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interfacing, so that just leaves city planning. Has he worked construction for the city? HK's only ever struck down at times in locations where Optics would be down. Like me, I am small and short. Quite. Even with the devil's own luck, it can't possibly be coincidence. Wait, so you're saying when this woman was killed... Yeah, there was a blackout from around 8 to 9 tonight. Right on schedule, so to speak. And it included the areas surrounding the victim's apartment. Well, what about the DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage and no forensics? Also no motives, tampering, or witnesses. It's been like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon. He's an electrician! Yo, champ! You're playing Of the Devil! Yes! Okay, thank you. I couldn't remember who recommended this game to me, but I knew that when they popped in chat, I would remember. Yeah, I wanted to stream a little bit today, and this game's been on my mind, so. What I'm eating. Protein Pop-Tarts. Because everything needs fucking protein these days. Okay, sorry. We didn't even have a murder weapon. Until now. Finally, a lucky break for the boys in blue. Scanners, cams, drones, forensics. No matter how well you dress it up with tech, all detective work relies on one basic assumption. People make mistakes. But HK's the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. The only reason we even caught him tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. So what was my client on the list of suspects before so was my client on the list of suspects before tonight? Weren't you listening? There was no list of suspects. We questioned some execs, a few CIs, someone even spoke to 1 or 2 unlisted at some point. Nothing came of it. There was talk about starting on some kind of psych eval or something, but I never expected much to come of that. Chimp, are you HK? Are you HK? There's just not enough there to work with. In other words, the only thing they have, the only thing they could have to link my client to those killings is a murder weapon. So if I can jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. All right, timeline. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy, but do you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? You have not worked on this? It's just cool? Yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's like my kind of art style. I love this art style. This is like, she's so cute. Work for Team 17, so unless we publish it, I haven't worked on it. You never know. It could be like a, this is totally not someone who worked for totally someone else. Okay. Can't. Hold on. I don't think my drink of choice is gonna mesh well with these Pop-Tarts. Jim, can you see camo blends? What? What? Can't trust much of what comes out of his mouth. I don't know what that means, so I guess no.
Please, coins.
Corgo 100 out of the deal with the devil of the devil. Happy Taco Tuesday. Batman told Alfred it's been a long day and to please fill up the bathtub. Alfred responded, Master Bruce, Watson tub.
Sorry, the gears were turning. 6.6. I really wish you could. There's sometimes, man. There's sometimes I wish I had face cam still. Because I wish you could have seen me just staring at that sentence, trying to find the joke. Because, like, usually when you send your... Thank you for the 100 corgi bits, by the way. Usually when you send your bits, I listen to it. I don't read it because I want to hear the joke. And if I read it, I'm going to spoil the joke before I hear it. So I'll usually like look away when, so I was like, okay, whatever. So I look at the joke and I'm reading this and I'm like, that's smart. Yeah. Cause I read faster than than TTS tells me. So I don't want to spoil your joke. So I don't look at text. But afterwards I'm like looking at the text like, I wish you could have seen the gears turning in my head. I appreciate you, friend. Thanks for 100 biddies. Streamer doesn't know ball? What do you mean? I don't know balloons. I was never good at tower defense games. It gave me too much panic and anxiety. Missed out on queen head tilt. 100% I'm like a dog. Just the head tilt. That's 100% what I do. I tilt my head to the left and I'm like, huh? I hoped it would have sounded weird like Hatub. The Hatub was a weird pronunciation. Brian doesn't know how to speak English. To be fair, nobody does. I don't even think anybody knows how to speak English. I think English is a made-up language. That's my hot take. Okay, I'm lost on this. I forgot what I was saying before tech came in. All of them are... I also don't read. Same. This game is hell for me. I can't read. Okay. I was elected to lead, not to read. Number 4. Okay. I still keep meaning to... Saw the time of death was 9 p.m., but you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events. What was I saying before? Oh, I can't remember. Thanks to much less biased sources, we're pretty confident about what we've been able to piece together from their statements. So they interviewed witnesses? Didn't you just say there were no witnesses? Didn't you just say there were no witnesses? What about DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA of any of the crime scenes. No footage and no forensics. Also, no motives, tamperings, or witnesses. Interesting. Until now! Yeah, I guess that's true. Until now. Also very random, but your Windows search bar on the bottom of your monitor has an owl on a branch. Oh, they said until now. Oh, okay.
That
Let me
sign
see.
can't stop me because I can't read.
Okay, well, I told you I can't read. I also don't read. Until now. Oh, I see. Until now. Okay. They literally said until now. I thought you were just being a smartass. Sounds eerily similar to real police work. A suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting around 8 p.m. Neighbors were very clear about that part. Couldn't wait to tell us all about the happy couple's domestic problems. As in response to you saying you can't read, it just took a while because you had no bits. It was perfect timing nonetheless. I was hungry for lunch until now. Couldn't wait to tell us all about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone in the building knew they'd been fighting for weeks. As you probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs, there was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered, but things go quiet sometime before 9 p.m. And then there's a gunshot. Scrubbers are still scrubbing. Scrubbers be scrubbing. Net scrubbing. The process of macro scraping all encrypted data in a given time and place. Brute force. While the brute force work is performed by automated dependents, Senator Bancroft. Okay. Scrubbers be scrubbing. Looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. We heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Right, emergency services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound for what it was, but the silence that followed was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrive on the street at 9:08 p.m., establish a perimeter, enter through the open front door at 9:10 p.m., and then they find your client, crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. Okay, so why does that make him the heartbreak killer? His coat. The coat the suspect was wearing when taken into custody, taken by lab techs for additional analysis, but initial tests show blood on the left sleeve matches that of the victim. Okay. I like how debris has a question mark next to it. At which point they move to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry, did you say his hand? Singular? Your client's modded cybernetic right arm. Oh. Modded body modifications. Body modifications, aka mods, is a term that may refer to cybernetic prosthetics, artificial implants, neural enhancements, or any combination of the above. So he had a cybernetic arm. Users also frequently searched for, can you return mods? Can you undo mod surgery? Best reviewed neural implants 2086. So is she modded then? Is our girl, is she modded? In 2086? I'm wondering. He has implants? How modded are we talking about here? Registered with a Halo 85 Halibus. Why did I read that as My brain keeps wanting to, like, say it like halibut. Habilis. Habilis. Halibut. Industrial grade, looks like. Says he's spec'd for dexterous manipulation of up to class 4 KPA, which means a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Considering a career change? No, it's not that. It's just your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on. Oh, sorry. I thought that was this girl. Your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. Jesus Christ. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. You what? But getting back on track, that arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it. Money got tight. The arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 8 days before HK's first victim was killed. Well, no chance they'll be willing to chalk that up to coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver, and no one else's. A revolver? What kind? The old kind. The real old kind. More specifically, a Calver M54, 6-chambered, 10mm. Calver? How retro. Calver Firearms, Thortec. Manufacturer of civilian firearms from 2031 to 2062, when it was bought out by Thortec. The Lock Kun Defense Corporation. Though no guns have borne the Calver branding since production halted in 2060, the once iconic brand was briefly revived in Q2 with a series of video game memorabilia tie-in promotions meant to increase in-game item sales, before being discontinued in Q3 of 2071 for failing to increase in-game item sales. Wow. It's one more than a 9mm, it sure is. Calver M54 6-chambered 10mm revolver. Bears fingerprints matching. Ooh, that's our guy then. Carlos. I don't want to say Baker because there's 2 Ks. Backer? Carlos Backer Flat's left hand with 99.91% certainty. Rifling marks match the bullet which pierced the victim with 99.97% certainty. No matches to any other archived forensic data as far back as 2051. Howe Industries Hablis 2085 mechanical limb boasts an impressive combination of grip, strength, dexterity, and low cost of maintenance. The success of it and its sister products went a long way towards securing state contracts for Howe Industries. Interesting. Okay, so he had a prosthetic right arm. So his left arm fingerprints were on the revolver. You don't know the half of it. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin, and no tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking here? Yeah, 24/7 location data, time-stamped trigger pulls, safeties coded to owner biometrics. For the past 3 decades, tags made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think he'd have gotten away with this 5 other times? If he tried to buy a gun legit, he'd probably fail the very first psych check. And even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So then M54, that's model year 2054. A 30-year-old gun? Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. But pre-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country. Fewer still compatible bullets. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old, too. The novelty of this weapon has kept us in the dark so far. But now that we have our hands on it, it's gonna put him away for good. Archive department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig. But with the protocols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Own a musket for home defense, since that's what the founding fathers intended. Exactly. You just gotta go old school with it. You gotta tell the guy who's robbing your house, it's like, oh, wait, hold on a minute. I gotta load the gun. I gotta push the gunpowder in there. I gotta chunk, you know. And by that, you're dead. rifling marks. Bullets fired from guns that old are marked by the barrel shape. So if all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we know that they were all fired by the same gun. Nah, use a ballista. 4 ruffians break into my house. What the devil? I grab my powdered wig and Kentucky rifle. Blow a golf ball-sized hole through the first man. He's dead on the spot. Draw my pistol on the second man. Miss him entirely because its smoothbore nails the neighbor's dog. What the fuck is that? You had that ready to go. I don't know what that is. Well, all fired by the same gun. It's not as plug and play as tags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. Science! And if that's sorry. Choking out a Pop-Tart. Ugh. And if that's not damning enough. You don't know this copy pasta? I do not. Oh my god. I have to resort to the cannon mountain at the top of the stairs loaded with grape shot. Tally ho, lads. Hold on. Whoops. God damn it. Tally ho, lads. The grape shot shreds 2 men in the blast. The sound and extra shrapnel set off car alarms. Fix bayonet and charge the last terrified rapscallion. He bleeds out, waiting on the police to arrive since triangular bayonet wounds are impossible to stitch up, just as the founding fathers intended. I protect my apartment with a trebuchet. Jesus Christ. No, I've never, out of all the copy pastas I have seen and been a part of, I have not seen that one. Some people frame the Second Amendment. I framed Castle Doctrine. Spent casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber, without even needing to reload. The cavalry your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. An untagged gun. Just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes is just... To summarize, then, you believe that my client fought verbally, then physically, with his girlfriend. Then he retrieved this weapon and shot her. Yeah, pretty much. How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty. How was his effect? Quiet. Detached. Stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. That reaction may have lost him points with the cops, but beyond that. People react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Alright, details is last. So how about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client, Carlos Backer Flat, was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. July 8th. He's 189 centimeters, 94 kilograms, B-. You get a better blood type grade. Charged with first-degree homicide, criminal record, he has no charges, but 2 civil disturbances. He was registered at birth. Modifications, industrial, class 4. Known affiliates pending. Psych eval pending. This bothers me that there's not an H after psych. There needs to be an H there. On the internet, a lot of people react to loss with annoyance. Oh my god, shut the fuck. God damn it. Ugh. Using his middle name already, they really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being the first-degree murder of his girlfriend, Miss Diane Dawn. Yeah, like that. I was gonna say, I think I just proved your point. Victim. Oh. The victim, Diane Dawn, was a 27-year-old agricultural genetics researcher for Peregrine Laboratories. Found shot through the heart in the bedroom of the apartment she shares with prime suspect. No known connection with previous HK victims. Okay. Get my loss out of chat. Get that out of here. First degree, that's increasingly rare, to say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. City's got damn near more cameras than people. So you gotta be like really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Heartbreak's gotten away with it 6 times. So what's that make him? 5 times, and that makes him insane. I'm just gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nut jobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. So what makes you think this was premeditated? How about the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? A warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies crawling up and down their online profiles. Digital autopsies. Post-mortem examination of an individual's electronic footprint. Interesting. I wonder if this will ever become like an actual term with how technology has evolved. Like, I've been watching a lot of true crime documentaries and like Netflix documentaries and stuff. I went from watching like Making a Murderer Case, where that took place mostly in the 90s and early 2000s, when you didn't really have a lot of a digital footprint. There wasn't really like social media. And then I watched, there was one that recently came out about the Idaho murders, about the college students that just randomly got murdered in their house by a guy who took a plea deal. And we'll never know what happened and why he decided to kill them. So it's interesting to me, and they talked about their digital footprints and how he studied like criminology, how the guy who murdered these college students studied criminology, didn't have a digital footprint. He erased like everything. So it's crazy to me to think of with how fast technology is evolving. I wonder if we're actually ever going to get something like a digital autopsy. Yeah, like digital footprints and stuff for sure. But I always wonder, is there ever going to be, is like digital autopsy going to be like a term? I feel like we're just looking into the future with this game. Widely scrutinized practice. Grave cobbling. How to stop stolen identity. How to delete a dead profile. Interesting. Excuse me. Nothing. So the serial killer chose his victims at random? If they have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than that, they all look like cousins. I'm only familiar with digital witnesses. Yeah, just bring a bunch of VTubers up. The physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were young women with brown hair and eyes about... Hold on. Speaking of grammar, does this insinuate these are young women with brown hair and eyes, meaning brown hair and brown eyes? Or were these young women with brown hair and they just so happened to also have eyes? Alabama, not that kind of cousin crap. They all looked like cousins, physically. They all looked the same. This grammar bothers me. With brown hair and eyes, about the same height, comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Couldn't it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. What is falling off my head up here? HK's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. You really gonna try and tell me you don't see the resemblance? Young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she is from a portrait, but I can take the hint. The detective only has one eye. That is true. So you think what, exactly? That Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, then you put the shoe on the... What Sunshine's means is that it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up the nerve for tonight, but by first practicing on these other similar women. Or he's just so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit. They want to claim that those previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event? But if that were the case, there would have been signs of hesitation, nerves. There'd have been mistakes. On top of which, guns are impersonal. Execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend, or her lookalikes, usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile. If you ask me. Okay. Okay, Jump Scare McGee. Thanks for the chat, detectives. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes you do, and the picture it paints isn't pleasant. Nice alliteration there. But even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Besides, we're not exactly going to have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. And why is that? Because we found a handwritten confession at his desk. Now you tell me? Well, that's, unexpected. I'm sorry, you're now telling me that he wrote a confession? Has it been verified? Not yet. We have to muscle past everyone in fraud and disinfo to get to the front of that line. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. There's a copy in the discovery data, but I should warn you, it doesn't exactly make for light reading. I'll have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Oh God. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Didn't mean to hurt you or do what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. I wish I hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to at first, but I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt too, but didn't want to hurt you. Words aren't enough, I know that now. I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. That was difficult to read. Barely legible, in fact. A note written in barely legible script. That could mean anything, exactly. It could be sorry for absolutely, like, destroying your toilet because of Taco Bell. Like, sorry for everything. I didn't mean to hurt you. I can't stay in control when I get mad. I was hurting. I wanted you to hurt too. Words aren't enough. I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. Yeah, I'll clean up that toilet. I'll fix it. Yeah, something important seems missing from that note. You know, like an actual confession? I feel like you're missing the confession part of that note. Well, got a spin on that? No need. But it's a confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? Not yet. And not one he intends on to sign anytime soon, considering that he asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted man in the city asked for a lawyer, and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. But I'm not so flush with work that I can afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go and speak with my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing to that man being responsible for 6 murders. 2 hours or so in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual, and that's for your safety as well. It's kind of you to worry, but I doubt I'll be any danger. Yeah, it's not a confession anything specific either. He's killed 6 women. None of them were redheads. Woof. Seriously, though, I'd like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off, if you don't mind. Mic's on or off is your call, counselor. But we'll be watching the feed from right outside in case anything happens. And the cuffs? The cuff, that is, stays on. That worried about me? How chivalrous. Yeah, my armor's practically blinding. Gross. I'll start up the unlock cycle. Blech. Counselor? Just one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I'd suggest you help him sign that confession. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part of defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. 6 people dead is one thing, but he's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he's made the state look bad. That's a capital crime if there ever was one. And even if the death penalty's not actually on the table these days, I can guarantee he's not going to like whatever rehabilitation plan they draw up for him. Look, I've seen the virtual work release program. Oh, due to ongoing controversy following the suspected suicide of inmate Jay Gallet, search results for this term are temporarily blocked. Uh-oh. We can't look it up. We can't look up what the virtual work release program is. Being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, sometime in the next decade, maybe. Just remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps him from, well, it's probably a win for your client, right? Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty. That much is true. Saves the courts a great deal of time and money, and they show their gratitude with reduced sentencing. But no one... Okay. But no one will ever be grateful towards the Heartbreak Killer. Anyone convicted for killing 6 people will never rest their mind another day in their life. 3:35 a.m., June 5th, 2086. Ew. 3. I'm eating. What do you want? Are you my guy? Oh. Cute. It's depressing as hell in here. She's very cute. Holy booba. They need to liven this place up. Carlos flat, right? Hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. We've got a lot to cover. But this shouldn't take all night. What do you... Look, I already told you people I didn't... I'm not a cop, Carlos. Furthest thing from it. I'm a lawyer. Your lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you. Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there, in here, kept repeating the whole ride over. They said that they were going to help me. That they knew all of this was a mistake. And then they said that I killed... Acting like they were on my side and they thought that I could have... It's not their job to help you, Carlos. But it is mine. And I'm here now. He's still in shock. How dangerous could he be? He's unarmed. Is corset and leather straps standard lawyer attire? It should be. In the year 2086, apparently. And it needs to be sooner than that. Please. Returns. Nobody is happy about this. No, I'm happy about it. I need more information, but if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure you're exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak. But I'd like you to try and answer a few questions. Police already questioned you, I'm sure, but they were treating you as a suspect, not as a client. Okay. So what do you want to know? How about you? Well, let me finish my Pop-Tart bite. I'm almost done. Hate this chair. I hate how fidgety I am in my chair, because then my blanket moves. And I keep having to adjust my blanket. Because I don't like the texture of my chair. So I put like a blanket over it when I sit on it, because I sit cross-legged. Because I'm short, because my feet don't touch the ground. And so I don't like the texture of the chair on my feet. Okay. Let's start simple. Something mundane, grounded, rote. I'm guessing that's how that's pronounced. I'd like to know a bit about you. A bit more about you first, Carlos. Something like, what line of work are you in? I'm with city engineering. I was just complaining about being warm. It's not really like a blanket. The way I can best describe it is it's a very thin Pokemon blanket. I don't have a blanket over me. I just sit on it. Because I don't like... It doesn't like generate enough heat to make me warm. City engineering. Yeah, it's like the thinnest, like, Temu blanket ever. This would not provide a lot of heat. I don't know, I can't remember who gave this to me. That's why I sit on it. I hate everything at the minute because it's 80 degrees and 80% humidity. Let's see what I got. I've got 85. Feels like 88 with 55% humidity. Also, I really hope it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit and you did the conversion for me, because I'd be a little terrified if it's 80 degrees Celsius over there right now. I think you'd be dead. I know the UK is getting a heat wave, but that's 176 degrees. Okay, so city engineering, I was or should be. I'm getting brisketed. Put me right up against the sun. As I thought, the police must be convinced he mapped the optics blackouts using the data he stole from work. In my arm, I got it slotted for the job. And, Carlos, I'm gonna need more than that. So what do I know? He works in city engineering, not a desk job. Ray said he was modded for work, and that arm. Gotta lurk on the drive home, be safe, have fun driving. Oh my god, it's 3 o'clock already? That arm must be in custody at the moment. But based on his shoulder, it'd have to be pretty... utilitarian? Lifelike. Utilitarian, yeah. He doesn't strike me as the type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding. The young and the restless and the rich, swapping it in neon and chrome limbs because they like the way it looks. Or the way it makes other people start looking at them. No, he's pragmatic, grounded, and very unlucky. In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted to mod. Really? Really? I don't even have a brother. He had everything planned out. The whole career path, promotions and bonuses, and the upgrades they'd afford him. Then came his 18th birthday present. Test results, politely informing him that he's, quote, not a viable candidate. That sucks. I think he felt relieved, actually. Seemed like it was a weight off of his chest. Like he was glad he didn't have to choose. Does that make any sense? Yeah, I think it does. I always figured if I'd start at all, I'd start small. A hand or an eye. Test the water. Never thought about lobbing my whole damn arm off. But the recruiter was enthusiastic. He said, because of the NCDA, there's financial aid and resources. Of course, that got shit canned. So now me and every other modder is royally screwed. Couldn't even let me keep the tax credit. The New Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended, not repealed. No, that didn't add anything. But I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment. Work the tighter spaces, the high volt environments, mostly canopy upkeep. Typical stuff for modders, you know. He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back to him to keep him talking. But the right word choice here or there can still make a difference. You work on the canopy. You must be under a lot of pressure. You must be under a lot of pressure now that the subways are cordoned off. Damn straight with this crap with Long. Once word got out that the case against him was real, every desk job in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All of them convinced that internal affairs is gonna come knocking if they misplace so much as a paperclip. Everything by the book means no room for compromise, no room for problem solving. No room for engineering? Yeah. And no patience for screw-ups. He's trying very hard not to look at his shoulder. Why aren't you wearing your prosthetic right now, Carlos? Yeah, that. Rejection issues, starting last month. A lot of sleepless nights. Rejection? Did the therapy not take? Mods and therapy. Body modification therapy. Process of adjusting the human mind and body for the unique challenges and stresses that come with cybernetic body modifications. Typically includes physical therapy, mental technique instruction, and sensitivity training. Depending on an individual's viability or lack thereof, medications and even minor viral tuning may be employed to modify the immune response. Crazy. Improvements made in recent years in medically sterile alloys have greatly reduced the percentage of the patients that require such treatments. Crazy. It's not like that. I wasn't oozing pus out of my sockets or anything. Then do these rejection issues have anything to do with your scars? Not in the way you're thinking. I'm right-handed. So those cuts on his face are just from shaving? Never thought this go on so long I'd have to relearn how to do everything. I mean, the problem started small, trembling, but then spasms. Oversensitivity, they said. An easy fix. But the problem got bigger? Couldn't let it get that far. Need to be able to trust your own hands when you're on the job site. Drop a cutter at the wrong moment and people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, tuned in my arm, turned in my arm, watched my case get placed at the back of the damn line. Where'd you turn it in? Some mass turnaround chop shop with a waiting list like you wouldn't. Doesn't sound like you're a happy customer. Hell no. Found a dozen other clinics with shorter wait times. As long as I'm renting and not owning, the manufacturer decides where your arm gets maintenance. That's why I'm sitting here with this expensive-ass stump for a shoulder. I haven't been able to work in weeks. Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I've got 2 working arms again. You couldn't buy or rent a replacement yourself just in the meantime? I serve at the pleasure of the state. They've got exclusivity contracts with Hindi, all locked up white knuckle tight. Hindi? How Industries? It's the leader in the research, development, manufacturing, and fitting of cybernetic prosthetics. We're hiring. We're seeking motivated and passionate archivists, programmers, salespeople, and college graduates with degrees in digital archaeology, cybernetic anatomy, and more. His prosthetic. Most impressive grip. Oh, that's right. Submitted 5 weeks ago at a Howe partnered prosthetic adjustment clinic. Average waitlist duration of 40 business days due to user-reported sensitivity issues. Straight through the heart is an awfully accurate shot for a non-dominant hand. That's what I'm thinking too. If he's right-handed, as I recall, he's registered with one of their halibut models. If I took one step on site with uninsured tech, forget the fines, I'd lose the down payment and my arm. I'd never work in the city again. This was last quarter, maybe I could have worked something out with management, but like I said, no one's sticking their neck out for anyone now that Long's in deep hot shit. You mentioned discomfort. His luck is poor. Aw. His student debt is sizable. His favorite flower is poppy. He dislikes cabs, musicals, and cashews. What the fuck, brother? Dude, I would eat my weight in cashews. Likes airports, worn shoes, and firm beds? This guy a fucking psychopath? There's not very many cashews, to be fair. Shut up! It's a lot of pounds. You mentioned discomfort. Are you in pain? Pain will come and go. That voice is starting to hurt my throat. I don't know if I can do voices anymore. It's so much talking. Pain will come and go. It's the itches that'll kill you. And the phantoms come back pretty fast when I don't have anything.
Obvious. I can deny it no longer. I am
small. That... You have no idea how much I related to Plankton. Growing up obsessed with SpongeBob, I have no idea how much I loved Plankton and how much they ripped on him for being short and small. I am small. Alright, so phantom pains. Pain or discomfort that the brain experiences. It's coming from an amputated part of the body. Yes. Phantom pain is an actual thing. Thanks for head pats. I don't think I saw them. So I hope they went off. Phantom pains come back when I don't have anything. Arm-shaped attached to me. Didn't they give you something to, well, wear in the meantime? I have no idea how much I love plankton. Queen, also several species of whale. I too am also a whale. But not in any of the senses that you may think. Okay, snacks are eaten. Snacks are eaten. Okay, 2.5 hours? Where's my life gone? Okay. Didn't they give you something to wear in the meantime? Spends big at casino. Something the clinics lend out for cases like this? What they gave me is a deadweight, 3-jointed, landfill bait piece of shit. Sorry, it's a very shitty feeling having a part of your body that, you know, they can cut corners on. It fits. It's compatible, technically. I can slot it in and feel on balance again. But the fingers don't even bend and the quick twitch motors are way off. It's like walking around with your arm asleep or dead. So were you wearing it when you were arrested? I don't want to bring up when she died. Were you wearing it when you were arrested? No, I wasn't. But I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging it as evidence. Alright, so this is his rental. For rental use only, and quote, affordable model. Customers frequently cite issues with finger articulation and quick twitch movements. Records show Carlos was provided this model while his halibis is being repaired, but he claims to rarely wear it. Currently in police custody. Okay. Can't have gotten too far. So Detective Reyes was being quite literal about how he was found. He had the victim's blood on his left arm only, because at the time in question, he didn't even have a right. No inconsistencies in the story so far, and he's opened up about as well as can be inspected. But this has all just been a warm-up for the both of us. Oh, comes the delicate part. Okay, terrifying. Menus for days, I feel that. Carlos, you and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you two know each other? Right. I've known her since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Always got along. Eventually we just got together at some point. Guess I never actually asked her out the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. Diane, she was in genetics, focused her studies on agriculture. It always takes a few tries to get used to using past tense. Just finished her post-grad work this year. Got hired right out of the gate, practically headhunted. You believe that? Practically headhunted. Of course she was. Any company would be lucky to have her, unlike... It was a real-ass job. Paid real-ass money, too. So her career was starting to pan out. Right as yours had fallen into the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired? Pedigree? No. Peregree Laboratories. I say that like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella. That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows a third of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. One client that size, the lab wouldn't need any others. Now, no corporation earns the mega prefix without a little throat cutting, but Harco is about as tame as big business can get. Excuse me. Predictable like the seasons. No one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered, quote, because of corporate greed. Had she adjusted well to her new job? Yeah, they loved having her there. She never mentioned arguments or disputes. Corporate politics getting rough? I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. But I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. And there's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her. It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from her past to shift blame onto. But with no other suspects, I can't reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I'll have to disprove their argument entirely. Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful. It was. Now, I'd like you to try to tell me whatever you can about what happened tonight. Oh. Start at the beginning and take your time. The details are important. All right, Miss, Morgan. I'll try Morgan. When you're ready. We were arguing. We'd been arguing a lot lately, arguing about stupid stuff. I hadn't been working, haven't been making money, haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself. But more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money. The reports say you were arguing... Oh, the reports say you were arguing around 8 p.m.? 8? Yeah, must have been when we started. We got into it and I said a lot of things that I shouldn't have. I said one thing that I really, really shouldn't have. Crossed the line, we both knew it, so I left. You left? Yeah, I walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Of course, the air wasn't fresh, just humid, thick like mud. And while I was pissing away the time, Diane was... Did you bring your phone with you or any electronics? No. Kinda stormed off. Didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me. With optics down, traffic and street level cameras won't help him. That leaves... Did you go through a checkpoint? Talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything? Cash, credit? No, not even a vending machine. Not even a damn vending machine, huh? I may have met my match. How can anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate. Just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to wallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details straight. My head is... But if my exact route would help, the cam's probably... Well, what is it? What? Optics was what? Can that even happen? There's no other proof that you were out at the time Diane was killed. Meaning you've got no alibi. This can't... Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't... Carlos. I'm the one person you don't have to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer, so let's just get it all out there and see what we've got to work with. Right. Now, you said you left to clear your head. What made you come back? I came back because I heard a noise. Loud noise. Didn't know what it was, but it was loud. It scared me. And it came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first, but at some point I must have started running because when I got back I was so out of breath. And when I saw that, the front door was open. Something dropped in my chest and my lungs wouldn't You live on the first floor, correct? Yeah, first floor apartment, street-facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. From the hallway I saw her, but didn't realize. I never thought that she was... Lights were off. The whole room was a mess. I thought we had been robbed, or she had fallen, or there was broken glass, furniture knocked over. She was... I called her name and she didn't move. I checked her pulse and she was still warm. Her blood was warm. And I saw the gun. It looked so heavy. But I thought it had to be fake because I didn't want it to be real. Is that why you picked it up? What? Pick it up? I didn't touch that thing. I didn't shoot her, damn it. Doing what I do, you hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies. Bad lies especially. For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie, but it can be hard to know what to do about it. I have all the proof I need in my files, but he's nervous and defensive. And none of this works if he doesn't trust me. Ooh. Oh, stay up to date on the details of all evidence you have by checking your phone. If your clients notice that you don't know what you're talking about, we'll stop giving you any credit. You did touch the gun, Carlos. That's just a fact, and we know because of your prints. It's a fact that your fingerprints are on that gun. What? But I didn't do this. I didn't. I wasn't thinking. I was just... Carlos, all I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all. Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun? That explains how his prints got on the gun, but not in a way that would satisfy the police. Still, if all he did was hold the gun... So stupid, I know what a gun looks like. Fingerprints? I don't think so. What a fucking show. What a brilliant show that was. Brilliant show. Oh. Now it's liquid death time. Now that I'm not eating brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. Now I can have my iced tea. Ooh, tasty. So stupid, I know what a gun looks like. But seeing it in my own home, right in front of... You were in shock, Carlos, you still are. Police came in sometime after that. I don't remember much of what they said. Things started moving fast, it seemed like. The rest of my night went probably the way you'd expect. Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trashed when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight? What? Physical? We never fought? We never fought like that. Did the police say that we did? They assumed as much. Which means they also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Considering what Carlos has told me, what else did they assume? What is it? I'd like you to take a look at something for me, the crime scene. Oh. It's an AR module built from data taken as the police entered, so... right, it's just data, Carlos. No grisly details. Okay, let me see it. Take your time. Alright, I think I've got it. That's how the police found things. Now close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place. Alright. I'll take notes, you just say whatever comes to mind. I don't remember exactly where everything was. The mirror was upright, of course. And that clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point, the bed got tossed, the cushions torn, and the urn fell. Other than that... No, sorry, that's all that stands out to me. I see. Like so? That's like something I would draw, 100%. What's wrong? Something out of place? Carlos, you need to trust your instinct. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up. It's just, guess I assumed your notes would be making edits to the AR? Well, I suppose that works too. Sorry, I didn't mean... I think your drawing was pretty good. considering. I like to change the subject now, Carlos. Right. Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk. Letter? What do you mean? I mean, this letter here, do you recognize it? Because the police are calling it a confession. Confession? But this is... It's just a note to self. Pardon? Look, when we fight, I lose my temper, say things I don't mean to. So this morning, I tried writing things down so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her. Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them. That's like... I broke her fidget tubby. Her what? Her what? Her fidget tubbies. They're these little collectible ceramic character things. They're supposed to be like tactile. You use them as paperweights. Conversation starters. Conversation starters. She loved those little things. They're not worth a damn. You can buy them at any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her. And I broke them. I mean, I was pissy at the time. I want to see the fidget tubbies. Oh my god. Collectible and fragile ceramic, quote, conversation starters. Ew, ceramic. The victim's personal collection was pulverized by his replacement prosthetic arm. Oh, the morning of the murder. Evidently, an acquired taste. Interesting. Carlos Flatt's testimony in the state of the crime scene when he left the apartment. The mirror was upright, the clock was on the wall, the chair got knocked over, the bed tossed, and the cushions torn. That mysterious ceramic dust. You're correct here. Debris. Ceramic debris of indeterminate origin found at the scene of the crime. Flag is irrelevant, my ass. See? I mean, I was pissy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rental alarm, I hardly know where I'm swinging it half the time. Got so angry, I just ripped it off and tossed it in my room. That cheap, dusty, worthless. Carlos discarded it in frustration after smashing into the victim's collectibles and hasn't worn it since. Okay, so let's say he did break her frigid duckies with his replacement arm. What does that change? Nothing at the moment. There's not enough detail in the note for me to prove what his intent was when he sat down to write it. But if the police insist on claiming it's a confession for the heartbreak killer anyway, couldn't even bother to sweep him up. I felt so... Alright, Carlos, thanks for answering my questions. Now I'm going to call the police back in here. I'm going to get this cleared up for you. What? That's it? That's it. Okay. Although, before I do that, I do have to ask, what do you know about the heartbreak killer? It's so off-putting. I feel like it's not supposed to be so jarring. I think my computer's struggling with this game. Heartbreak? You mean that psycho that was trending all month? Collecticals? Sounds like a load of bollocks. Debris, yes. It's like what happens when a Jewish family has a baby and they take their son to the debris. Sorry. You mean that psycho that was trending all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I haven't been getting out much, but I'm sure everyone's on edge. Guy like that out there. He shoots people. Through the heart, right? Police have kept the victim's appearances far away from any upstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend. I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? If he's this slow on the uptake, it's gonna be a real shock when those officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. A silly killy. I'll just have to squash that theory as quickly and definitively as possible.